Welcome to the 2015 COMP1 exam program exam solution tutorial videos. We're going to be looking at capture the Sarrum, and even though there's loads of validation and loads of probably workaday things I should look at first, I quite fancied looking at resizing the board. This year I'm going to do things in two videos for each area. One looking at the problems and the hints that I can give you to try and solve it, and then we'll have some solutions following that. So, having a look at resizing the board. Well, the problem is that you can't just change the board dimensions constant. If you do that, then you're going to get this output. But there are loads of reasons why you might want to change the board. Adding more pieces, for instance. So it might be that you want to add a kashaptu, that's how I'm pronouncing it, or the witch piece, or maybe even two of them. Certainly two of them would be nice for having a 10 by 10 board. I'm going to probably just play with 9 by 9, I think. And certainly if the second you want to have a deeper board, i.e. more ranks, there's quite a lot of changes you've got to make to the initialization. For those of you that are really using the AQA Wikibook, this seems to have been defined as problem 1.19. So you can have a look there, and I'm sure there'll be a few different solutions offered. So let's have a look at how I would go about solving a simple change in board dimensions, assuming we have a square board. I'm going to say 9 by 9, but it could be 10 by 10 or whatever. Well, obviously you're going to change that constant board dimension. Then you've got to go around and sort out the initialization problems, and that's anything that refers to rank 7 and 8. Now, you kind of need to sort out how the pieces are allocated to those. And crucially, if you're going to have 9 files, which we said we are, you need to sort out the numbering. The numbering doesn't quite work on the 9th file. It's a fairly easy change. In fact, all these are fairly easy changes. Now, you could just hard code all these changes to be 8 and 9, or change the loop to have a 9 in it. That would be fine. But ideally, you'd try and make it all relative to the board dimension. So board dimension -1, board dimension -2. So if you change the board dimension again, you would have it still working rather than falling over. I think a slightly more elegant solution would be to have a different rank and file dimension. Personally, I'd look to stick it in a structure as 2 fields, but it could be 2 constants. Now if you do that, you've got to go in and change the 8 places that board dimension is referred to, and change it to either board rank or board file. Then you need to again change the hard-coded ones relative to our new constants. Why have I done this first? Well, it just seems a smidge clunky how it's already coded. Also, I think it's one of the 2 big possibilities for how the witch could be incorporated. So I think there's 2 interesting things that the exam board could do, and they've got form. If you've done the noughts and crosses, or you've done the my mind's gone blank. No, it's just the noughts and crosses, isn't it? Sorry. If you've done the noughts and crosses problem, then increasing the board size was in there. The monster game didn't increase the board size, it happens. But certainly it's a possibility. So, what do you need to go away and do now? You need to try and create these 2 solutions. I think they're perfectly easy for you to do, and you should be able to see hints either on the Google Docs document that I'm using. That if you look at the top of the playlist for Capture the Sarrum, you'll see a link to that. I'll also write any solutions that I think are worthy of an addition into the Wikibook. I'll add those as well, and of course you're going to get a video in a short while for you to refer back to what you've done, but you've got to go away and kind of plough through it and try and do it yourself. Hope you found this little introduction useful, and happy coding.